really excited. We have another episode of the Fundom podcast where all fandoms come have fun. Today I have some very, very special guests, good friends of mine, and also handsome lads with really nice beards. I see you laughing there in the background there. Andrew and Bobby from The Wolf and the Crows. What's going on, guys?
Hi, guys.
Fuck all, you're too kind. Can I swear on this?
Yeah, we're good to go.
All right, fuck, nice one. Happy days, because I would have fucking sworn anyway. You know what I mean? No stopping me. All right. Great to be
Spoilers,
here.
there's going to be swearing in this podcast.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us on, man.
Yeah, man. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been a while, right? I mean, we got to hang out at Con of Thrones. We did some collaborations before then. We've kind of chatted. We chat every once in a while. We talk about conventions and stuff like that. Convention culture, which we're going to talk about in the podcast today. We've you guys have got to experience some of that lately. That's really exciting. And we're going to talk about some of your favorite shows that are upcoming. And we're just going to kind of shoot the shit today.
Yeah, fucking rock and roll.
All right, let's rock and roll. Let's get into it. So there's a lot of new shows that are coming out. Andrew, me and you have talked a little bit about The Mandalorian. You're excited for that one. You said you like Star Wars. Me and Helen did a podcast episode last week on Star Wars episode 9, but we're just as excited for Obi-Wan and The Mandalorian.
But Ewan McGregor, yeah.
Well, he's my favorite Jedi, and do you want to know why Obi-Wan Kenobi is my favorite Jedi?
Why?
It's for the simple fact that like he's like the Jon Snow of Jedis, because he's not the best fighter. He's not the fucking toughest Jedi.
Okay,
you know what I mean? But he scrapes through by the skin of his teeth and all this. Here, remember how he killed General Grievous and all that shit? Do you know what I mean? That's why I like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
His moral center, right? Like he's one that like he's had to make really tough decisions, obviously, with Anakin, someone he loved.
Yeah.
Right. So that's I'm so, man, I literally cried when they announced you, and me and Helen called me right after, and she's like, "Oh my God, Obi-Wan's coming back." And I literally shit my pants. I was so happy.
It would have been fucked up if they had tried doing somebody else for that. Do you know what I mean?
No, that's good that he's doing it. Like,
that would have been fucking weird. Wouldn't have been accepted. Do you ever see that side-by-side picture of Ewan McGregor and Sir Alec Guinness? And like the fucking eyes or the fucking scene of this, and all this kind of shit was made to play Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then hello there, smooth as fuck. Do you know? Love that, absolutely love that. So
Pedro Pascal, Oberyn Martell, he was brilliant. I think he was my favorite, like, one season arc character in Game of Thrones. Pedro Pascal, this ooze charisma. And he's great in Narcos and other shows. What did you think about him? Yeah.
Love Narcos. I would have to say that I would go with Bobby B as my favorite Game of Thrones single arc. Do you know what I mean? But definitely
we were
in as well.
Lancel, your mother was a whore with a fart ass.
Just fucking start the damn joust before I piss myself. Never gets old. Ever.
No, we were talking earlier about Pedro playing the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Just wondering, is he still going to have the mustache underneath that helmet?
Ooh.
Oh, he'd look young. If he shaved, he'd look young.
Yeah.
I noticed in the trailer he doesn't take the helmet off. It's the silent fucking, it just looks so fucking epic. Even the music in the trailer, I'm like going, it gives you goosebumps, man.
Man, Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad, who played Gus Fring, is playing the villain of season 1. I mean, we're talking about acting chops. They've got all sorts of really, really great actors and actresses attached to this project. And Jon Favreau, who many people know from the Marvel Cinematic Universe and other movies, from Iron Man, he understands mythology. So that's going to be really good, I think.
Yeah, man. Fucking Favreau's a legend. He's class. Especially like his work on the Spider-Man movies.
Speaking of breaking news, Spider-Man back in the MCU. Breaking news today. They made a deal to get him back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for 2021.
Good.
Sweet.
Just reading about that there. Fuck for that. Honestly. Just another one. I was all, don't be giving us another fucking reboot of Spider-Man.
Yeah, rebooting is so bad. Like I didn't dislike Andrew Garfield, but I didn't feel like the writing was great for the plots for those movies.
It was just Tom Holland's the man. Tom Holland's the man of Spider-Man.
I thought Tobey Maguire was good.
Okay, sorry.
Tobey
Spider-Man.
Maguire was good, yeah.
Yeah.
I was, but Spider-Man 3 and all that emo shit. That
Yeah, okay.
Well, the rumor is they're going to team up Captain Marvel and Spider-Man for the third movie. So that's pretty interesting, and we'll see what happens with that. But some other breaking news happened yesterday, guys.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige, who has oversaw Marvel for the great Infinity War saga, as they call it, he is now taking over Star Wars for this foreseeable future for movies. And I think this is really exciting because we're talking about, we're all huge fans of Stan Lee. He's all had a huge impact on the way we see movies and have grown up in reading comics. But he's taking over, and I think him understanding how important canon and mythology in the Star Wars universe, I think that's really going to translate to the next kind of Star Wars future of movies after Episode 9. What do you think about Kevin Feige?
Yeah, well, I mean, it'd be interesting. Dan and Dave are also linked with the next 3 films as well. So,
well, it's fucking TV show. It's fucking nobody knows it.
Nobody really knows, right? There's a little bit of secrecy around that. They also got a big Netflix deal, so we're not 100% sure. Like, if they're still with the Star Wars stuff, they got a lot of different stuff going on. But it seems like Star Wars has a bright future, at least with Kevin Feige at the helm.
You've got fucking what do you call it? Morbius coming out as well.
That's
coming out. What else we got? Fucking coming
we've got the Eternals with Richard Madden and
Kit Harington, yeah.
Angelina Jolie. Yeah, Kit's what is it? He's going to be playing the Black Knight.
Next time I see you, Black.
That's going to be really interesting. Some people are saying that this is the true Azor Ahai because he's going to get the ebony blade, which is part of it.
And what is that? Is female interest in that? Is Cersei?
I wonder, is that because Salma Hayek is also in that. She was seen taking a picture with Kit on Instagram the other day. For those of you who want to go check that out, Salma Hayek says, I get to work with Jon Snow. And it's funny how she was so excited to work with Kit, and she's like a legend, in so many different films. She's, by the way, absolutely beautiful. I think we all agree on that. But it's just so nice to see Game of Thrones peeps getting roles now, like Kit and Richard back together in the same movie. That's just awesome.
Well, I don't know if he's caught in America The Bodyguard with Richard Madden on it.
That was really good. I think it was like 8 episodes or something, super intense.
Yeah. So he was fucking absolutely fantastic in that, and Kit's Kit. So it's gonna be fucking good shit.
There's a lot of really good looking people in that movie. I just got to say that all the Eternals, if they are kind of doing the Grecian-esque Marvel lore, they picked the really good looking people, at least for the roles.
Well, yeah, by time.
So that's another one that you're excited about, the Eternals. Then you guys are both into the Marvel movies and stuff like that too.
Yeah. Big time.
I'll tell you, another one I'm really looking forward to is a new Blade.
Ooh, Mahershala Ali, who is also in True Detective and many other great roles.
I watched the Green Book recently. He was fantastic in that.
That won a bunch of awards, I believe. That was just incredible writing. He's taken on a lot of really great dramatic roles, like drama movies and drama television. I've really enjoyed it. I think he's a great Blade because I think he can kind of play the passive aggressive Blade part. You know what I mean? I think he could really act that out.
The class. I always wanted to see Michael J. White. Do you know who that is? Do you know Michael J. White?
The martial artist.
He did like Black Dynamite.
Right. Okay. Yes. I know exactly who you mean.
Blood and Bone. They're all these like fucking over the top action movies,
blood sport type movies.
Yeah. Big time. I always wanted to see him as Blade.
That would work.
Wasn't he Spawn? Wasn't he the original Spawn, Michael J. White?
Yeah. He's a bad motherfucker. Kick your ass. Big time. Right? He's like I just watched a video of him nearly battering Kimbo Slice. Do you know what I mean?
I never ever thought that Kimbo Slice would be mentioned on this podcast, but if someone were to mention it, it would be you, Andrew.
All right.
So that's great then. You guys, so the Disney Plus, like the Mandalorian is going to be on the Disney Plus. That is that's coming out in November. That's really exciting. And then they announced so many different slates of movies. Like you said, The Blade is something that they're going to be doing. They're going to be doing Hawkeye and
I really like fucking Hawkeye, man.
Yeah.
I seen, like, I just came across it one time on the internet that people are all, oh, fucking Hawkeye. What's so great about Hawkeye? He's class in the Avengers films, man. Do you know what I mean? Bending fucking arrows under the wind and all. And, like, you know, he's class.
His confidence is great. One thing I really like about this, Bobby, and I kind of want to ask you about is like, so they're doing these limited series for like Hawkeye. They're doing Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is another one. And these are kind of not like, we've already seen the main protagonists get their movies. Like, you know, Black Widow's getting a movie. Iron Man has a bunch of movie. But if we think about it, if these characters are getting 8 to 10 episodes, that's like 4 or 5 movies. If you think about it, right? So this is a great way Disney Plus is going to use this time for them to kind of have their own pseudo movies, like their limited series, right? So I think that, like you're saying, Andrew, you're excited about Hawkeye. Like, Bobby, this is great because they're going to get to kind of fulfill their arcs, like whatever comic arc they really have had and it's been popular.
Yeah. Then fair here, look, see, doesn't he? Fucking milk that cash cow, because I'll watch them all. I don't care. Go for it. Go for make everything. Fucking make Jubilee from the X-Men. I'll fucking watch it. I don't care. I don't care.
So
Like,
you said,
Outside the comic book universe, I'm looking forward to Top Gun 2.
oh, okay. Let's get into some like, are they're using some of the? Isn't Tom Cruise in the movie? He's in the movie, right?
Oh yeah. Maverick's coming back. Yeah, I think it's actually called Maverick. The working title for it, anyway. Yeah.
Is Val Kilmer going to be in it?
I hope so.
One can only.
I hope so.
Fuck.
Val Kilmer's actually going to be at Reno. Is he? He is. Yes.
Fuck.
Well, damn. Well, breaking news, everyone! In case you didn't know, the Wolf and the Crows, they've been attending conventions. We were lucky enough to hang out with them at Con of Thrones this year, but these guys have been kind of doing a tour and just going to see awesome people and meeting awesome people and going to meet people at different conventions. They are going to RenoCon in Nevada, and you just heard Bobby there mention Val Kilmer is going to be there as well. So there's going to be other awesome guests. But yeah, so you guys are excited about that. Let's actually, we'll come back to some of these awesome shows and stuff, but let's talk about convention culture. And kind of your experience with that this summer. You guys have really kind of been to a couple different conventions and met a lot of awesome people. What are your feelings on it? Because the energy is so great. I find the people is so great. That's what I love. That's my favorite thing about attending conventions and just really kind of getting to spend time with people that you have something in common with. But yeah, kind of talk about your experience at Con of Thrones and other conventions this summer.
I love the way it is a big community, these things, like a big family, which is very similar to working on the likes of Thrones for 8 years. There's that sort of similar atmosphere around them.
Well, I like Con of Thrones. I'm not saying this because Denver and Salt Lake were brilliant, but Con of Thrones, because it was specific. The Game of Thrones, I'm there and I'm buzzing like your Bravosi cousin because you know what I mean? I'm like looking at all the people dressed up. Oh, look at your man there. And fucking Aegon the Unworthy. He looks fucking brilliant. No, do you know what I mean?
The work and the detail that the guys put into their costumes is
it's and then just
you can tell they've put their heart and soul into recreating this character.
Yeah. Aye. And fucking I still think about your man dressed as Robert Baratheon with his belly out.
Oh yeah,
that was great. I hadn't seen too many Robert Baratheon cosplays, but that one was really good.
Oh, he fucking nailed it. And just seeing that, because like, whenever you look at the costume, you look at the detail, and then you go, they've tried really hard at this. This means that much to them. Do this convention, coming to the convention, because the costumes says a lot about, how much fucking people look forward to it.
Yeah.
Because they want it to be the best costume possible.
Yeah, they're making these things for months beforehand, all leading up to this,
and then
this convention.
Just everybody's there and fucking, you know what I mean? That's one thing. It's not like, there's just no bad vibes at the convention because everybody's there to have a good time.
Yeah. That's what I mean about the community and the family vibe that you get off it.
Yeah, share their fandoms and fucking just fucking, you know what I mean? Geek out. The fuck? Great. Love it.
And we geek out at things as well. Like,
Huh?
we're geeking out at these things as
Oh,
well.
aye. Fucking big time. Oh,
It-
make sure you take a break and go walk around the convention, see what the fuck's going on. And
Sitting having your dinner with Sam Jones or
Gary Yules from The Princess Bride. Fucking punch myself. Big time. He was on there. He was going on about that. They're threatening they fucking remake The Princess Bride. They better not go fucking near it. I'm fucking telling you now. Like,
not to say that, kids don't enjoy conventions, but when we think about it, it's like conventions are like playgrounds for adults, you know what I mean, to geek out if you really think about it. And when I was growing up, I never kind of imagined, I never had been to a convention actually until Con of Thrones 2017. So for me, it was like this whole new world that I didn't know about that existed. And I was like, what? This is what happens at conventions. I want to go to every single one that's everywhere, like, it's so addicting, the feeling that you get when you go to these things.
Yeah. I mean, like in America, the Americans just do shit bigger.
Yeah.
Okay. So like I've been to a convention here in Ireland and this ain't these are
don't
nothing,
compare.
Kyle.
No.
These are nothing. Right. And then you go over to America and it's like a fucking city. Do you know what I mean? It's like a city of fucking
90,000 people or something, over a weekend.
Living and breathing fandoms and fucking.
If you had 1,000 or two at a convention here, it would be big.
Oh,
big people, so it doesn't compare with
everybody
with the
Belfast
American
that they fucking go to.
It's really interesting to hear that because I haven't been to a convention over on your side of the pond yet. I am actually going to England this Sunday, which I'm really excited about. Europe for the first time, but it is really interesting to hear about that because I know some people have went over there for WorldCon happened over in Belfast this year, I believe.
TitanCon. So I went to TitanCon because I was looking to get shit signed by
George R. R. Martin.
Georgie boy. And they got my shit signed and got my jacket signed, which is now my most precious thing. And a book. But £30. I don't know how much is that, like $50?
Not even $40.
$40, right? I phoned them up and I said, listen, I paid £30 or $40 for a 2-day convention, and I was all, does that include the signing with George R. R. Martin? And they were all, yep. And I couldn't, and you can go up as many times as you want and get whatever you want signed. Do you know what I mean? So I was going to get him to sign my chest, and then I didn't have time.
I went to WorldCon last year and I got 3 books signed for Patreon for my patrons, for people that have supported the channel. That's something that you guys have talked about. You guys said you're setting up your Patreon soon. So people that are listening to the podcast, the Wolf and the Crow's Patreon is coming around, just to let you all know. And these guys, you want to support these guys. These are people that are super passionate about that. But yeah, it's so cool that you can go up multiple times and get like multiple books signed. I didn't even get a copy for myself. I just I got
that speaks volumes about you, man. You care more about your subscribers. You know what I mean? So
I got to experience it. I got to experience him and talking to him there. So that was good enough for me. You know what I mean?
Breathe in the essence of a god.
Anyways, we're not gonna continue with that conversation on this podcast. But we are having fun here today. But yeah, like I said, we'll put, for anybody that is listening, in case you haven't checked out the Wolf and the Crows, I'm going to put all their social media and stuff in the description of this video. So YouTube, all that, you can check them out and kind of interact with them. And if you want to chat with them or have questions, they do awesome live streams and content on their channel. Just make sure you check it out in the link in the description of this video. Let's continue with convention culture, because like Con of Thrones, we got to do a panel together. That was super fun. What are some of kind of the other highlights that you can kind of talk about from your experiences, maybe at Denver? And because you went to Denver and then you also went to Utah, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
The panels, getting to interact, face to face with the fans. It's something that we're trying to recreate with the YouTube channel, but obviously it doesn't compare with having the fans live in the room with you.
Yeah, definitely.
The support that you get from them is, again, something that we didn't expect ourselves.
Just as well, I always like whenever somebody asks a question and I'm able to answer it, I always make sure they say at the end, does that answer your question? And they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
a big satisfied look on their face, and I'm going, right, fucking nice one. I feel good. I've answered that question. I've opened a mind. Huh?
It's
You know
awesome that you bring that up, Andrew, because like I find, people often come to your channel to watch the content, like what you're saying, like talk about a specific subject, whether it be Game of Thrones or Star Wars or whatever. But I find that most people just want to interact and kind of just vibe with you for the most part. And that parasocial relationship where you're creating with this person where they feel like they can get something out of it, where they're like feeling like they're friends with you. And I think that that's just totally cool how you can do that on the internet now. Like, I mean, I remember riding bikes to my friend's house to meet other friends. So my friend was like, yeah, I want you to meet this friend. But now on the internet, you can just type in a comment section and have a conversation with someone without having to ride a bike to someone's house. You know what I mean? It's just so crazy how things are going now.
We have like maybe we have a good few core subscribers who are there every live stream and stuff like that. And it's really nice to see that. Do you know what I mean? They're coming in and they're there without fail.
Every week, yeah.
Every week.
Supporting us, yeah.
And that's brilliant. It's good to see them and stuff like that. And we love interacting with them too. And all, what's he saying this week? Oh, fuck. You know what I mean? It's always really good crack.
Yeah, that'll continue to grow as you guys continue to make more videos. You guys have talked about maybe exploring some other different formats on the channel as well, doing some other more videos, more content, which is great. I think people would really enjoy that.
We're not the most technically advanced. The ability isn't quite there yet, so we're still working on it. But yeah, hopefully some podcasts and that come in other formats.
Yeah.
Once we work out how to do it.
Did you guys do a live stream? Is it every Sunday?
We are now in negotiations with ourselves about doing it on Saturday because
we're still trying to find a time and a day that works for the people that are tuning in to watch.
The majority of people we're fiddling, we're hooking about.
Because I think like when I look at the numbers of my channel, it was like 60% viewership is from the United States, which is a lot. So I try to do live streams on Fridays at like 2 p.m., which is kind of because usually you guys over there, you guys are about 5 hours ahead right now. So it's 1:39 p.m. where I'm at, and it's about 5 hours ahead where you guys are at. So it's around 7 p.m. where you're at. So and then we've got like 20-25% viewership from Europe, and you want to make sure that you're still making those people feel included in the conversation, because it's just like Game of Thrones was filmed over in Europe, and just so many great people that I've got to meet, like Gemma and In Deep Geek and other people like that are super hardcore about Thrones and just wanting to join the conversation. So I think that's great that you guys are doing that.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
just early days still, so just trying to find that day and time that's going to become a regular spot.
Yeah, really enjoyable to do, and like I think the core subscribers that we do have are people that we've met at Comic-Cons as well. So, keep in touch with them.
And you're like, check out our live stream.
Big shout out to Mixie, who was straight across from us at Go Works Leather.
At Con of Thrones, yeah.
Con of Thrones. She was right across the way selling their wares. So she tunes in every week. Great to hear from her. It's fantastic.
And Alan Cassidy.
Alan Cassidy.
Oh man, I saw him at Dragon Con. I got a funny story. I saw him and I ran up to do like the Torment hug, and I knocked the phone out of his hand and nearly broke his phone. so I ran up to give him a hug, and I knocked the phone out of his hand, and like he was like taking a picture. And people were like looking at me. They're like, "Who is this guy?" So I like ran, like the Tormund John hug. Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. I'm like, I'm not drunk, guys. I'm just saying hi to Alan. That's great. We were just talking about you guys the other day. He said he was hopeful that you guys are going to come to Con of Thrones 2020.
Hopefully, yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
We'd love to be there again.
We'd love to be there, definitely.
We've got a lot more time this year to sort of try and organize it.
Because last time it was like 2 months out. We're like, okay, we need to get you guys there. It's got to happen.
It was 4 or 5 weeks out, even just it was very, very last minute.
Yeah. But I fucking definitely my favorite so far.
You guys got to make it an annual thing now. I think they're going to try to do it at least for 10 years so they can have a 10-year anniversary party, because they've been doing a thing called LeakyCon, and which has been going on for 10 years. So, I mean, with the prequels coming out, I mean, there's going to be lots of Con of Thrones going into the future. So I think that you guys are going to have to make it an annual thing.
The old prequels coming at you like a fucking dragon, fucking attacking Kingsland, fucking boom. It's going to be great. They're going to be smashing.
So speaking about that, we actually got news that a second pilot is going to be filming for a Fire and Blood Targaryen-esque prequel. What do you guys think about that? Because the first one, they've done filming for the pilot already with Jane Goldman, and that's going to be more like the Dawn Age. Well, not the Dawn Age, but the Age of Heroes with, the start and the kind of inception, like Garth the Green Hand and all that kind of stuff. So what are your thoughts on this other one getting announced? I mean, it's pretty exciting that we're getting a second show. I think it's great.
Oh, man, fucking, I was like, near expecting it. No, there was like 3 in the works at one time.
I wouldn't be surprised if a third one comes out as well. Like,
seriously, I wouldn't be surprised. It's just like once you start what they're calling Blood Moon at the minute, and then let's call the other one Fire and Blood.
I mean, if you have like
start another one.
Stark one and then a Targaryen one, and
they could do one in summer and one in winter, and have them at different times of the year.
Yeah. Fire and Blood, those just gonna be fucking dragon battles, like a fucking
the Dance of Dragons. Yeah,
man, it's gonna be fucking mental. Like,
because they did say the other one is not going to have Targaryens, because that predates the actual Valyrian Empire. It's going to be thousands of years in the past.
Mm-hmm. So, but like,
and they need to get you guys on these shows. HBO, if you're listening.
Wait, yeah. But that's up to HBO. Totally. You can do whatever you want there. The Grandmasters. We buy before the mighty HBO. Let me see. But like, Fire and Blood for anybody that's read, it's fucking crazy. Do you know what I mean? If they were to start off just basically with Aegon conquering the 7 kingdoms.
First season. Oh my god.
That would be fucking amazing.
Balerion the Black Dread, who is larger than Drogon.
Yeah.
The inception of the Iron Throne, to see the building of that with people laying down their swords and Aegon just like a male Daenerys would be insane, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then what you've got is like that would be fucking crazy about the throne. But you've just got like I was thinking they might start it in Valyria. Just maybe before the Doom. Just maybe before the Doom.
Like Daenerys the Dreamer, like dreaming of the Doom, and then people starting to kind of leave Valyria. That'd be interesting.
I have my own thoughts about that, Kyle, because I don't know. I just think that maybe House Targaryen had a wee hand in the Doom. Kind of fucking convenient, man, that they're they're the only ones who leave. Do you know what I mean?
Daenerys the Dreamer having that vision, her dragon dream, the 14 fires then going off, these volcanic eruptions. I find that really interesting too.
I might be wrong, but do you know what I mean?
We'll have to wait and see.
But like, I would maybe like that, just because old Valyria would look fucking amazing on at the height of its power.
We got a little glimpse of the ruins of Valyria, but imagine seeing the actual architecture of maybe the more gothic, like the gothic dragon-esque.
There's dragon fucking everywhere, carved in the stone. Fucking brilliant.
I'm literally drooling right now over that. So
I'm maybe a Stark, but Jesus Christ, I love my Targaryens. My favorite Targaryen is Maegor the Cruel.
Okay, everyone, the podcast is over. We're deleting Andrew from the podcast. It is now over. Just kidding.
Oh, wait, what's the matter with Maegor the Cruel? He's terrible. He's
cruel. That's why he's terrible.
Let me tell you something about my Targaryens. I like my Targaryens flaming and mental. That's the way I like them burning shit. They're far more interesting when they're fucking angry and fucking, do you know what I mean? Losing the plot, they're cutting heads off or fucking, you know what I mean?
My favorite character in Fire and Blood is Alysanne.
Yeah.
Harry's wife.
Yeah. Aye. Fuck. Jesus. But I'd love to see Bloodraven on screen.
Oh,
Do you know, like, but with the, with the missing eye and the fucking, the birthmark and everything. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, because that's one thing that people were like, you know what I mean? The kind of discrepancies between the show and the book, some of the stuff that could be shown in a prequel that we could get that could enrich the lore and have some of the stuff pulled from George R. R. Martin that should have been in the show, like like these characters like Bloodraven that people love.
Well, it's like I always wondered to myself, who shaved Bloodraven? That who shaved him, because he had a beard, and then the next time he come back, so like, did the children of the forest go on and shave him? They must do. That's the only explanation for it. Like, it might have been a different actor, but somebody shaved the three-eyed raven.
There's kind of like, I've asked my comment section, like, hey, like, which prequel would you prefer? And it's kind of like a 50-50 split between, the Children of the Forest, White Walker stuff, and the Targaryen S stuff. But people seem to be like really, really hype about, Aegon the Conqueror and that. I mean, dragons and CGI is just.
Well, that's what that means. Do you know what I mean? Whenever you look at Fire and Blood, that's obviously what it means, because there's going to be a fucking shit ton of dragons. And like, who doesn't love a fucking dragon battle?
More war, more battles and stuff like that. Also, with the other prequel, like the Long Night Age of Heroes one, that'll be more kind of like political, backstabbing type stuff.
Mammoth giants are going to play a big part in it, so apparently so, All right.
So speaking of, since we talked about Game of Thrones, let's kind of talk about some of the other shows that are being hailed as possibly the next Game of Thrones until a Game of Thrones prequel comes out. Is there anything that's kind of caught your eye? A lot of people have been talking about The Witcher. The Witcher.
It looks amazing. It does the battles. I was unsure about Henry Cavill. Do you know what I mean? But now that I see the trailer, I'm liking the look of him.
It works
as Geralt.
Did you know he actually reached out to them? He's a big World of Warcraft player, and he played the game The Witcher, and he reached out to them and said, hey, give me this role because I know like about the actual lore. And he reached out to them and he's like, I want this role. And he ended up getting it.
You see, that's fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Like, if that means that much, you know what I mean, to him, then he'll fucking take it seriously and fucking. But the battles in the trailer fucking look great. They look fantastic.
And the cinematography, like the colors, they look very vibrant. Like when the elves come in the screen, it looks like very like ethereal-esque. It's like just looks great.
Yeah. Fucking like Cavill's obviously is he even bigger than he was in Superman.
He looks
like fucking.
He looks it from the trailer.
Gigantic.
Yeah.
Which isn't really Geralt's MO, really. Do you know what I mean? But love seeing a big muscly man kill monsters.
Sex sells. Henry is a good-looking man, so that'll appeal to all the ladies.
Yeah,
that are excited for The Witcher.
You could fucking carve cheese with his fucking chin.
You're killing me on the podcast.
Yeah.
So you guys are excited about The Witcher. We talked about The Mandalorian. I mean,
what's that fucking shit there at the end of the Rise of Skywalker trailer, Kyle, with the Emperor laughing? Has he learned how to force ghost like Qui-Gon? And now, do you know what I mean? And now he's back fucking in the force ghost world. Do you know
you guys are big Star Wars. You guys are excited for episode 9 then.
Big time.
Man. Obviously that day it looks amazing. What you've got, I think it's Kylo. He's coming down in a fucking, a TIE fighter. One of the
and Rey like jumps over.
She does that big fucking what do you call it? Like, yeah. I'm really hoping it's good.
Oh, what's with her in the trailer? She's got obviously Luke Skywalker's lightsaber.
Yeah.
But then at the end, she's got this big
double-edged red staff, lightsaber staff. Yeah.
You see, everybody's all like going, "Oh, she's turned to the dark side." No, maybe he dropped it and she picked it up, going, "I've got your sword, fuck face." Do you know what I mean?
Me and Helen discussed that last week on our podcast that it's like the vision she had when she was on the planet where Luke was, where she was like having that mirror vision. It's a vision of the future if she were to give in to the dark side. I don't think that Disney is gonna make their main protagonist. I just don't. I think there's 0% chance that she goes to the dark side. She will be tempted by Palpatine, but I don't think she'll turn.
Yeah, big time.
Oh, be interesting if she did.
Palpatine, hey, and then I'm looking for a wee bit of who the fuck is Snoke?
Oh,
yeah.
I'm like, whoa! In the Last Jedi, I was just like, whoa! They've just cut the boy in half. I was all, who the?
There's so many theories about that too, guys. Like me, like just, oh, that was a force projection. He wasn't actually there. Snoke is a Palpatine. I've literally went through so many like just tinfoily bad theories about it. But I mean, I think they have to address it. I mean, J.J. Abrams knows they have to recover from the Last Jedi hate, and that's why they brought him back. So I think that there will be some. Yeah, I think they're gonna fix it in quotation marks. We'll see what happens.
I love The Force Awakens.
Yeah,
I thought it was great. My mate, who I went to the cinema with, he said to me, "Man, it's the same fucking plot as A New Hope." And I was all, "What do you mean?" He's all, "Oh, just fucking blow up big space station again, big plan about fucking blow it up." And I'm going, "Aye, giving the fans what they want. That's what I want in these Star Wars. Blow shit up, plan, fucking blow up, fucking bunch of fascists."
It's going to be really interesting to see because they say this is the definitive end to the Skywalker saga. So, I mean, they need to wrap a lot of stuff up in 2.5 hours. There's a lot of characters, so I'm really interested to see how they manage everything.
Yeah. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
You guys,
yeah, hype for that there. But I'll probably, because I'm not one of these guys who can go to the cinema and sit in a big crowd of people and, you know, on opening night, because there's usually somebody behind you going, "Oh, look at the Emperor. Aye, we can fucking see him. Shut up." Do you know what I mean? So, like, you know what I mean? Oh, I remember going to Lord of the Rings with my brother, and my brother was fucking raging. Oh, some woman just a few rows behind. "Oh, look, that must be Shadowfax, the horse." Aye, because it's Gandalf's fucking horse and it's white. Everybody knows it. Jesus, so I like to maybe wait till a few weeks give it a wee breathing space and then go and see it.
A little bit more quiet where you can enjoy a little bit more silence.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I can get
that one will be playing at the theaters for a couple months too. Like they'll be milking that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just dodging the fucking spoilers.
I've actually managed to stay away from it mostly for Star Wars Episode 9. But, you know, people like, there's trolls that post in my comment section. They're like, "Hey, oh, you're talking about this? Oh, this is the leak," or something like that. So I try to delete. I have to delete those comments so other people don't see them on my channel. So sometimes I do get spoiled because people are weird like that.
It's amazing how people get their fucking kicks. Meanwhile, one and Rick us for these boys.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Unreal. Son wrong wees.
So we've talked about Marvel. You guys love Marvel. You love Star Wars. You're excited about The Witcher. Is there kind of anything else? I mean, obviously Thrones. You guys were on Thrones, survived Thrones, which is amazing, I find. Was there anything else that's kind of caught your eye? You said Top Gun. Anything else that you've been looking at and been like, "Hey, that's going to be good"? I'm excited for Watchmen, which is looking like it's going to be good.
The Matrix. I'm looking forward to that. Yes.
So Keanu Reeves coming back, Matrix number 4. Andrew's grimacing at that one.
Andy's not a.
It's not that. Look, whenever the first Matrix came out, I was like, "This film is the bomb." And then I watched the second one and I enjoyed it, and then the third one, and I watched the Animatrix and everything. And to me, you know, Jesus Christ, there I can't get it.
I know what you mean with them.
Yeah.
But I still love them. Like,
what?
I still love them. All three.
Do you know what? I might give them 1 hour chance. I might stick them on and fucking, do you know what I mean?
They're doing a lot of the movies that ended, and they're starting like Star Wars got another trilogy. It looks like Matrix is going to get another movie. They're doing a lot of these franchises that have been popular in the past, and they're giving them more life like 20 years later. It's so crazy, right?
Well, I tell you what, right? I remember there not too long ago, I watched The Last Jedi again, right? And then I went and watched Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith, right?
Yeah.
And if you watch them immediately after watching The Last Jedi,
It makes it
greatly
better.
improves. You're all, fuck, these are great. Do you know? I remember going, Attack of the Clones ain't that good. No, I was all, this is brilliant. This is class. Do you know what I mean?
Even
So
with Jar Jar
there's a
Binks.
wee tip for you. Do you know what I mean? What?
Even with Jar Jar.
Don't go that far.
Strong you are with the Force, Andrew and Bobby. A little Yoda there. So yeah, this been super fun. We've been going for about 40 minutes. Can we kind of talk a little bit about what's next for you guys? Like, what's on the schedule for you guys, and then obviously, like I said earlier, if you haven't checked out these guys, The Wolf and the Crows, links in the comment section. YouTube, you can go subscribe to their channel. Awesome content, and also they're setting up a Patreon. I'll have that for you when they get that all set up. But yeah, what's next for you guys?
Well, just
Apart from the YouTube channel and we're working on that and the conventions.
YouTube channel, conventions. We are just here to the ground over the Game of Thrones Legacy project. Fucking no movement in that at all yet.
Yeah.
But apparently next year the studio tour will open.
Yes, the Game of Thrones Legacy.
So ear to the ground about that. We would love to be involved in that.
So just to explain, Andrew, for people that don't know about that, that they're doing, so basically they've got contracts with some of the old filming locations like King's Landing and stuff and Winterfell, and what they're doing is they're doing tours, and they have like costumes and stuff there, right?
Yeah. So like you've got 2 studios in Northern Ireland. Titanic Studios, that's the main pub of Game of Thrones right there. Then you've got the Linen Mill Studios. Now the Linen Mill Studios is the smaller of the 2, but it's not small at all. But that's being changed into the Game of Thrones studio tour. So it's basically walking around sets, all the costumes. Fucking,
you've got the mess hall for Castle Black,
the Nurse's Stone, the Dragonstone,
King's Landing sets.
All of these, it's gonna be like, yeah.
And then obviously you've got the other 3 locations which they're going to be opening.
The 3 sets,
the actual sets. So you've got in a place called Macklemore Quarry, you've got the Castle Black on the wall.
Yeah.
You've got the recreation of Dubrovnik, King's Landing
in Belfast.
And then you've got Winterfell up in Moneyglass and Tomb. So them 3 actual sets. You'll be able to walk through the streets of King's Landing or visit the wall up at Castle Black, and
just we and like,
imagine taking a video of that and doing that and sharing that. Yeah,
I know, be fucking awesome.
Totally hyped and excited for that happening.
No, and like, just showing people around. This is where I caved the Lannister skull in around King's Landing. This is where this shit went down. He begged me. He was crying for his mother, but I just said, "The North remembers," and brought me sweetly down upon his chest. Lethal.
I think it's such a great idea, because like friends could go there together, and like people that watch the show together, they would do like watch parties and stuff. Imagine like taking a trip and going there together to walk there together. Like I just find that so fascinating and amazing. So I think that they're right on the money, like with these kind of new things that they're going to be doing with, in relation to Game of Thrones.
Yeah. It's basically because this is not a big country, and all those sets are spread about. So it's basically going to turn Northern Ireland into a big theme park.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's worked well for New Zealand with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
For their tourism and what they're doing.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's has the same effect here in Northern Ireland.
Oh, it will. Definitely.
Worldcon 2020 is happening in New Zealand, I believe. Some people are saying the Winds of Winter release is going to happen around that time. So if it does happen, I think I might have to make a trip over there, because George R. R. Martin, bless his soul, if he releases the Winds of Winter and goes to New Zealand, that just might have to, having him read a chapter live, that would be an experience, I think.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. I might go. I might meet you there, Kyle.
Andrew's like thinking of the ways to get over there. I might have to sell my ass to get over to New Zealand.
Well, wouldn't be the first time. Right time. Wouldn't be the first time. I think I got to Salt Lake City.
Oh man, this has been super fun. So yeah, just one more question that I want to get down with you guys before we end the podcast here. What's like, because we talked about a bunch of different things, Marvel, all that kind of stuff. What is the one thing that you're most hyped about for next? It can be the Game of Thrones prequels. I won't frown upon that. But what is like the one thing that you're most excited for, like the next upcoming big thing, whether it's a movie or a television show? What's the kind of next thing that you're excited?
I'm going to say the new Star Wars trilogy, simply because there's a tiny part that thinks it may possibly be filmed in Northern Ireland.
Ooh.
So I've already said they can shave my head, cut my beard, and paint me blue. Anything they want to do to get a part on the new Star Wars.
You go for it, hey. You work away. I'll be fucking trying to the nail to get on the fucking prequels. Like team. Imagine they give me a dragon. It'd be lethal.
Give you a dragon.
Oh man, fucking what do you call it? Stop using it for bong hits. But what I'm excited about, man, is Picard. I'm a big Trekkie man, and this looks fucking amazing. I love Patrick Stewart. I was in college, and we had to do. I went to drama college, and we had to do big essays on Shakespearean actors. And like I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, big science, big thesis on an actor. So I was like, right, I don't mind looking at Patrick Stewart because he was Captain Picard. Do you know what I mean? Plus he's Shakespearean as fuck. So like, but it just looks so good. The style of it, everything about it, it looks great. I can't wait. I just love Captain Picard. He's fucking amazing.
You know what I love about him too is him and Ian McKellen, who's Gandalf, are like best friends.
Yeah. I mean, like, I remember Patrick Stewart being interviewed, and he was saying that, you know, while he was doing Waiting for Godot with Ian McKellen, you just look out in the audience, and there's people there sitting in Star Trek uniforms. You know what I mean? Boys dressed up as Lord of the Rings people, just because they're in it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They don't have fucking any interest in fucking Waiting for Godot. They want to see Professor X and fucking Magneto.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They'll just look at them for 2 hours, you know? So, but brilliant. They're class. Brilliant.
I think those are great choices. I'm really excited for The Mandalorian because it's like closest in proximity, but yeah, there's going to be so many good shows that are coming out. This is why this is called the Fundom podcast, because we're talking about all different fandoms, not just the Game of Thrones fandom, which is an amazing fandom, but there's like just really so many great. I think we're in the golden age of television. Like really, I mean, we could have said, hey, like we just surpassed it because Game of Thrones ended. I really don't think that's the truth at all. I think it's getting crazier, man.
Yeah, man, it's just gonna be get fucking nuts. It's great. It's really astounding how everything has changed. Really, from movies, but now it's TV. All the actors want to work in TV. They do some of their best work. Fucking McConaughey and fucking True Detective.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
that first season was gas.
Yeah, there's TV shows now are just have the same quality, the same feel as movies, and they're fucking brilliant. I really hope they bring back the Punisher, Kyle. I really hope they do something there because I can never pronounce John Bernthal. Yeah, he was fucking awesome. He was so good as the Punisher.
I think I got some bad news for you. I don't think they're coming back with this because I think they're going to reboot them all with the Disney Plus. I'm really disappointed too because I thought Daredevil was amazing too. Like
Daredevil was great, man.
All of them were good.
Yeah. Well, Iron Fist.
Oh God, here we go.
I mean, I see you looking away there. Kyle's making faces. It was all right, man. Like, you know, I'm trying not to piss anybody off here.
No, it's cool, man. It's
Uh,
cool. I think the story, you know, the story medium too, like it was more spiritual and that, you know, I mean, like the Punisher is just straight like violence and just hard action. And I totally get why people were like, yeah, that was the best one.
They did it in such a way that I'm just going, oh, you know, it took ages. It was a slow burn before Frank first kicked off. And I'm just like, oh, but when he does, it's going to be great. And he did, and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Do you know,
I think the way they did the episodes too, like the intensity, like each episode got more and more intense until the finale of the season. It was just like, could this get more intense than episode 7? Oh, yes, it can. And then they just continually raised the bar for the whole season, which is like something that you don't always see, you know.
Well, like the thing about it is they may reboot it, but what's they say? Like, why not use him again? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just cut into a different part of the, you know what I mean? You got Tom Holland as Spider-Man, but you just cut the fucking origin story. We don't need to hear that again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody knows what fucking happened to Frank Castle, you know? So
I agree with you. I really hope that they do Charlie Cox and John Bernthal right and they give them back their roles, but you know, man, those shows were great. I really enjoyed them.
Shame.
But other than, I mean, hey, there's a lot. I mean, Disney Plus is going to have like 50 shows, so we're not going to have a lack of Marvel content going in the future, like we discussed earlier. It looks like there's lots of Star Wars stuff coming out. We didn't even talk about the new Lord of the Rings show that's going to be coming out in the future.
The second age. I mean, man, we're pretty much, you know what I mean, Tolkien fans as well. I fucking I randomly, you know, do the theme to the Riders of Rohan at least every 3 days. Shit. Like Rohan.
Eric Bana, who is a writer of Rohan, awesome in The Boys, which is a great
Oh
show.
yeah, man! Fucking, I have to watch that yet. I've just been fucking watching old episodes of Deep Space Nine and mixed them with playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm fucking flat out at that. So The Boys, because I read the comic that's by Garth Ennis. Garth Ennis is from here. So he is from Northern Ireland. So he wrote The Boys and Preacher, and
Preacher's great too.
He did the Marvel Max Punisher series where the Punisher is like in his 60s. Oh, and he's all war scarred and all. Oh, it's fucking amazing.
Kind of like Old Man Logan, which is I love the
old that's
Logan
really
comic.
good, man. I read those as well. Fucking, and do you know what's good? The Vader comics, Marvel's Vader comics, they're fucking great. They are great. But Vader, he's a bad bastard.
I'm really excited about Kevin Feige taking over for Star Wars. He's the one thing that he did right, and like they know how to nail these movies and their castings. I think Star Wars is making the right move by putting him at the helm, because Star Wars fans are ravenous, and you got to make sure to appease them.
Remember, like just the Last Jedi. I mean, like, you know, but you know, it's out, so you just fucking.
If they do Knights of the Old Republic stuff, oh my god.
Because I played all those games, all those RPGs and all, man. Do you know what I mean? It's just like The Witcher and stuff. But the thing about The Witcher is, whenever you're on the set of Game of Thrones and you talk to any of the Polish extras, the Witcher is their fucking thing, man. That's their main thing. Whereas we may have a Song of Ice and Fire and Lord of the Rings. There's The Witcher, man.
Eastern European folklore is crazy cool, man. I love it.
And they were saying that even translated into English, it's very, very good. But in Polish, they were saying it has its poetry about it, the book. Do you know what I mean? Something, unless you were fluent in Polish, that you would understand. Do you know? So I would say it's the Polish people's, because it's theirs. Do you know?
Do you guys watch The Expanse, by the way? Have you guys
Don't
checked that one out yet?
Haven't no.
No.
Man, if you like sci-fi, I think that's the best sci-fi television show out right now. I got to interview Stephen Strait and Wes Chatham, who are kind of two of the main characters at DragonCon. But that's one I recommend to you guys if you haven't checked it out. That one is like Game of Thrones in space. That one's really good.
Ooh,
Definitely
Game of
check out
Thrones
it.
in space.
And there's 7 books, and George R. R. Martin is like a huge fan of the books, so he's like always shouting them out. So I don't know if that's something. That's my recommendation for you guys, The Expanse.
Awesome.
Selfishly, I want you guys to watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kick ass, man. Have you seen this yet, Bobby? Brightburn? You watched that?
I haven't seen it yet. No,
Have
is
you
it any
not?
good?
It's actually really good.
Is it?
I watched it. I liked it. Yeah. So, what did you think of that, Kay?
I haven't seen that one yet.
Have you not?
I'm kind of saving a bunch of movies for a rainy day. I'm like, hey, I have like a list in my email that I emailed myself of like 20 movies that I'm kind of saving. I'm like, yeah, I need to watch that. It's actually in that list because it's kind of got that horror sci-fi type genre in there. So it's kind of on my radar, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, no, I'd recommend it. I would recommend it.
Check it out.
Yeah.
But speaking of radars, where can we find you guys? We're social media wise on YouTube. It's The Wolf and the Crows.
The Wolf and the Crows. Yep.
The Wolf and the Crows on YouTube. We are on there. Our mission statement is to fill in that gap between the end of Game of Thrones and the start of the prequels. Okay, so we're keeping people in Westeros.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean? Drip feeding them tidbits of fucking Game of Thrones goodness. Tasty nuggets of Game of Thrones goodness, so that they can be appeased while they wait. Do you know what I mean? Stories from Game of Thrones, shit that happened.
From set, you guys were there. You guys were
on
the show.
We have competitions.
We have introducing you to the filming locations.
Yeah, we have just interviewed Mr. Matt Ackerfeld. Bobby interviewed him. Matt Ackerfeld worked as Jaime Lannister's body double for 9 years on Game of Thrones. So we've just interviewed.
That video should be out next week.
Yeah,
for people to see. Yeah.
Yep, it'll be out next week. We have new content dropping all the time. Competitions. Guy has just won Game of Thrones: The Storyboards book. We sent that out to him. There's a T-shirt available to win at the minute. So like
you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr
as well.
Yep.
The Wolf and the Crows across all social medias and
man.
We've got our own merch store on Redbubble. Again, just under The Wolf and the Crows.
You can buy a T-shirt.
Send me the link for that, guys. I'll put that in the description so people can go check it out and maybe grab something cool from there.
Sweet,
awesome, man. Yeah.
You can buy all sorts of shit on there, like T-shirts, mugs,
shower curtains.
I really love the new logo. It's sweet.
You like that?
Yeah. We got Ben to do that. Ben Boyd, he did all of the jacket designs for our Game of Thrones jackets as featured. Me giving
the last watch.
The kit, as featured in the last watch. Yeah. So
hell yeah,
he did the back of that. So there you go. Ben should take a bit of pride. Kit was that's class. So he's talking about Ben's design. Do you know what I mean?
And one final message for the fans before we leave, guys. What do you have to say?
You keep doing what you're doing. You're all beautiful. You keep loving that stuff. We'll keep talking about that stuff. You make sure to drink plenty of water. Don't run with scissors. And fucking
subscribe.
Yes, subscribe, guys. Get subscribing on that YouTube channel.
Like, subscribe, and share. Fucking really looking forward to all
growing your community.
Seeing fans come on to our channel and working with Kyle in the future and
seeing y'all at conventions.
Good times
coming up.
Yeah.
Let the good times roll.
Roll up the good times and fucking smoke them, Kyle, eh?
I think we're going to end the podcast there, everyone. No, but seriously, thanks for coming on, guys. It's been a real pleasure to chat and hang out with you again. Everyone that's listening to this podcast, of course, you can find all their social media in the comment section. And remember, the Fundom podcast is where all fandoms. Come have fun. We'll see you all in the next podcast.